Hello, and welcome to another episode of Roots and Hoots, a podcast project produced by the Legacy of Hope Foundation. Since 2020, we have been gathering, laughing, learning hard truths, and sharing in community conversations with Indigenous peoples across Turtle Island. Each episode, we learn something new, and we're excited to be sharing this journey with you. Roots and Hoots is about connecting with and celebrating Indigenous people's contributions to their fields of study, work, and cultures. We also speak with allies who share how they are furthering the work of reconciliation in Canada. To learn more about the Legacy of Hope Foundation and the work that we do, please visit legacyofhope.ca.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Roots and Hoots. This week, host Gordon Spence is pleased to be joined by Elder Thomas Louttit. Elder Thomas is a member of the Moose Cree First Nation. He is an elder, firekeeper, teacher, pipe carrier, role model, mentor, keeper of the Miitig Healing Lodge, knowledge keeper for the Wabano Men's Circle, and a national elder for QP Union. Elder Thomas and Gordon discuss life in Moose Factory, the importance of an Indigenous worldview, and his ongoing commitment to his family and community. Please enjoy this very special episode of Roots and Hoots.
Hello and good afternoon. Welcome to another podcast of Roots and Hoots. I'm your host, Gordon Spence, and today my guest is Thomas Louttit. Hello, Thomas. Welcome.
Whatcha? Hello.
Whatcha? I'm happy you could make it here today. Maybe I kind of tend to want to talk Cree to you all the time, but I know you speak Cree. Maybe you can just tell us a little bit about your community, where you come from.
Moose Factory. I'm from Moose Factory, Ontario, and I was born in Coal Rapids, and just outside of Moose Factory, and I reside here in Ottawa. I lived here since 2001, but I lived in Georgian Bay for 40 years. So.
Okay. No, Moose Factory. That's is that a reserve?
That's a reserve, Moose Factory Island, and
it's on an island,
Treaty 9 and Moose Cree.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. How big is the island?
It's one thing about our First Nation. We never measurement the island, but it's about 3,000 now, I guess. Okay. 3,000 Anishinaabe people.
Yeah.
Look,
yeah. And you're and the town is what called is it Moosonee?
Moosonee. We have to cross by outboard motor. It takes about 20 minutes. I know it looks close, but you have to zigzag because every spring the ice break up, push the sandbars and makes an island.
Yeah.
So I'm more like a detour into the mainland from Moose Factory.
Okay. Yeah. So you kind of use water taxis, boat taxis?
Oh, yeah, we use boat taxis. Some of the visitors, they hire boat taxis to get from Moosonee. Well, they get off the Polar Bear Express from south, and
right.
And they go, visitors take a taxi all the time just to tour around the island, and and that's about all. And so everything's by water boat up there now because it's an island, it's isolated, right. And no highway, no nothing.
No airport?
Used to be a long time ago, used to be water planes, they call them, Kanso bush planes, and all that. That's what Austinaries, they call it.
Okay.
And that was a long time ago in 1950s and early years and 60s. Yeah, that's how we traveled from, where we spoke. They took us Fort Albany and Fort George.
Yeah. Now, to get up there, you have to take the train. Is that what they call a Polar Bear Express?
Yeah, that's what they call Polar Bears. And to give you an example, from here it's about 9-10 hours to drive from Ottawa to Cochrane. That's where the Polar Bear Express station is. And you get on that in the mornings, about 9 o'clock in the morning. And then the Polar Bear train takes you all the way to... It's only by railroad track, and it's 186 miles by railroad track.
Wow.
And so to to get to polar bear. Then you get off Moose and Knee, then they give you a tour. Then you come back the same night on the Polar Bear Express around 5:30, 6 o'clock in the evening.
Okay.
That's for the tourists.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of similar with Churchill, where they have you get off in the morning from
Mhm.
Winnipeg, and you spend the day there, and then you come back in the evening.
Yeah, that's true. For me, it's a waste of money.
Yeah,
I'm not a tourist, but
Yeah.
I tell them when I see them.
yeah. You go there just for the day, right?
Yeah, they go for the day, and some of them go to the beach. I think it's the beach when it's a low tide.
Oh.
It's like a nice sand beach,
Yeah.
and they go there. But the OPP watch them, make sure to get out of there when the high tide comes in.
Right. Yeah. Now, do you get a lot of tourists coming into the community, the reserve community?
At that time, early years, before that, we had lots of tourists come in there and lots of hunters in the fall. With my uncle took them out for guiding hunting geese and sometimes moose. And yeah, we do get lots of tourists.
So that's not really not really polar bear country.
No, it's not. It's not a polar bear country. It's more like a wolf and sometimes caribou, sometimes moose.
Yeah.
Canada geese.
Okay.
Oh,
You get a lot of wild animals up there, good for hunting.
yeah, and that time when I really loved going out to get the ptarmigans in the winter time. It's
Yeah.
hard to see, and sometimes one time I went with my uncle to the trap line, and he got a beautiful white fox,
Mm.
and so the felt he just do that to make a living,
Yeah.
not just for fun.
Yeah.
And he always gets a moose, and when he goes out there, and you know what I love about my uncle, what I see him do, sometimes he gets overwhelmed with moose. He said, "That's Mr. feeding the dog." I said, "I'll go give the people who needs it, who are not able to hunt for themselves." That's what he did, and
Yeah.
so I kind of help him along and get some. Go to the places where he knows the people that
Mhm.
cannot hunt for themselves. That's one of the things in those days.
Yeah.
We share what we need.
Right. Yeah. It's kind of like something that Native people do. Is when they hunt, they don't sell the meat. They share it, right?
Yeah, I don't remember any at that time. We don't remember selling even Canada geese. There's some people say, "Why you get so 200 or 150 geese?" We put them in the freezer, you know. In the olden days, we used to have that little shack
Yeah.
with ice with sawdust in there.
Right,
And
yeah.
keep everything cool at that time,
Yeah.
and that's why it was like in the olden days. So we kept our meat, but lots of times we smoked the meat,
Right.
and we smoked the fish with lots of sturgeons and whitefish and walleye. So
Yeah.
lots of them pikes are more flavor compared to coming down here in the south. And
Hmm.
they don't taste as good as when you go up north.
Right.
They taste different,
Yeah. Yeah.
more tasty. I guess.
Now you're tell us a little bit about your family. You have mother and father, grandparents. I guess I'm assuming they're not around anymore.
No. They passed on many years ago, and my dad was from Waskaganish, and that's what they call us at that time. I used to live in almost part of the 10 city people at one time.
Really?
And because my dad was Waskaganish, I still don't understand. He's from Waskaganish, and he lost his status when he came to Moose Factory. And then my mother, he married my mother from Chicho family, and
Yeah.
was Thomas Chicho's sister, and Mark Chicho was my grandpa, and they were all trappers, and that's where I enjoyed my life. My dad worked in a railroad track. I never hardly see him,
Hmm.
and I don't know him that much. He only came down. Then finally we got a house. It's a one-room shack, and it's bigger than this one and this room.
Yeah.
And they asked Hudson Bay, bought the lumber from. I don't know where he got the lumber from. He got it, bit of made a lumber house, a nice house, big room house with a stove and the old stove.
Yeah.
Never had a water and no hydro at that time. And I remember that it was in the 60s
Yeah.
and 50s, like this stuff.
Old house.
And then they finally put where we used to get water, we had to go long ways to get to the powerhouse, they call it, in Moose Factory,
Yeah.
that hospital, and they generate the hospital. So we had a powerhouse, and my dad made the yoke, the car it pelt on the side.
Oh, yeah.
And we used to go back and forth to fill up the 45-gallon drum.
Yeah.
And the neighbors wanted to help too, so I used to take my Wabash, my dog, and my Blackie, and pull a sleigh in the wintertime and go get water from the powerhouse.
Yeah.
45-gallon drum would make a little bit of money.
Yeah.
Go buy dates at the priest there at the Catholic Church. That's what we used to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, back in those days, there was most reserves didn't have running water. Did any of your family or yourself attend residential school?
Yeah, altogether for me, over 10 years, I only got that. That's what my mom told me, that you went at least over 10 years. And my older brother went 6 years. And then my other sisters, I got 5 sisters and 5 sisters. And 3 of them were adopted out. 2 of them went in residential school. All my brothers went, 4 brothers, and all went. One passed on, and when he was a young kid.
Yeah.
And so all the boys went to residential school in Fort Albany and Fort George.
Okay.
It's funny part of how we were taken, and I was playing at the dock, in the Moose Factory dock, and that's when they came and took us down there, and they were seeing a plane. As a child, I was 5 years old. I guess 6 years old. They said I was 6 years old, but my mom told them I was only 5.
Jeez.
I was big for my age, and still big,
Yeah.
So big for my age. They thought they lied. They called my mother a liar.
Yeah.
And how do I know my story? You got them all by my parents. My grandpa knows a lot.
Yeah.
And my mom knows a lot because he lived there, how I see it happen. And there was a bishop clerk that came over. He said, your children's going to go to the nice place, residential school. And that's what the bishop told her. And my dad got mad, and they said, not taking my kids. So, okay, there's our St. Peter if you don't want to do it. And then I got that the government worker for the reserve. And watch the kids that don't go to school, they ship them out. And they've gone for trapping all winter. He watched that too. He takes them away from their trap line.
Wow.
And bush planes out in that area. And that's what I'm talking about. Early 50s. Well, it's worse than ever.
Yeah.
We didn't know any better. Why we don't know what's going on when you're young.
Yeah.
You just you see your mother crying and all that while fighting away with that non-native.
Yeah.
Every other year for me it was like that. Not every year I went to school. It's funny. This is what I want to say. Residential school was in Fort Moose Factory, Ontario, called Horton Hall, Anglican Church, Anglican or United, I don't know. There was then they take us and ship us to Fort Albany St. Anne Catholic Church and to Fort George Catholic Church. What's the matter at that time? How come they didn't put us in the United Church, Anglican Church in Moose Factory?
Yeah.
See, all those kids, they shipped way up north. From the north, they shipped them to Horton Hall.
Yeah.
All mixed up. That's why we're all mixed up.
That was a different religion, right?
Yeah, different. United Church, Anglican Church, and then Catholic is different.
Yeah, yeah.
What we learn in the Catholic school is the roast beads.
Right, rosary.
How they say Hail Mary in that Latin at that time in 50, 60. We learned Latin a little bit, how to pray,
Wow.
So the way we understood what the nuns were saying, the priests, we had this older boy translate for us what that nun is saying to us, because it was pure language. Tiam igen.
Yeah.
Legacy hakni musa wal hakni free. Then after 1 year, 10 months of the year, 10 years. 10 months of the year, we go to school there from September. But we didn't, in Fort Albany, we did not work. We didn't go to school, but we worked in the field to pick up their vegetables, potatoes, and the carrots, and the cabbage rolls, and red peas. The way they know that we ate their food on the field while we were picking, she went down and we were hungry all the time, and we started eating beets, red beets. They said, "You guys steal," they tell us, because you see all dirt here on our face. And our mouth was red from red beets, and they said, "You're mortal sin to get that."
Jeez. And you're being used as slave labor, child labor, I should say.
We're there all day. One day, guys, to Tuckett and Fort Albany, we go pick up all that stuff for them, but we never see it in our table.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you, do you feel comfortable talking about foster care? You went to foster care?
Yeah, I went to foster care, and there's another way of worshiping too.
Yeah.
And like I say, sometimes I go to residential school. Sometimes, so 1 year I went to foster care. And my first trip was in Moose River crossing from Moosonee on a train out there. I got on the train, then I went to Moose River crossing. It's not that far from Moosonee. And there were after I got out 1 year from residential school, they picked me up at the dock, and I was ready to go home to Moose Factory, waiting for a boat. But somebody walked up, said, "You come in with us?" And say, "Mr. Tozer is a minister up in Moosonee." And that's the one that took me. He said, "You're coming to the house with us, and you're going to Moose River." So I never heard of Moose River at that time. But when I only was born in Coal Rapids, I see that big long bridge. That's the only thing I knew.
Yeah.
He took me to Moose River, and I stayed there. Summer camp with you.
You stayed there for the whole summer?
Summer camp.
You never got to go home?
Not allowed to go home. I didn't go home at all. They didn't want me to go home. "You're coming with us?" And I said, "I'm from Moosonee." When I got off from the residential school, they were waiting for me at the dock, and they said, "You're coming." So they took me to Moosonee, stayed there in Moosonee overnight, then got on a train, then I went to Moose River.
Wow.
And I stayed at summer camp. Didn't know anybody there.
Yeah.
Didn't know all the summer people from South, Christian people, worshippers, and the couple liked me a lot there and all that, because I was mostly by myself in the bush. So, "What are you doing out in the bush?" I said, "Just want to go home. That's all I want to do."
Yeah.
And they said, "Guess what?" They said, "You're going to come home with us, 2 couples." And they said, "Oh, yeah." So it's me, home is Moose Factory. When they say home, you're coming home with us. And so I thought, well, I got on that train, Moose River, went south. I go in east. The first time I ever got off in Cochrane.
Yeah.
Cochrane, Ontario. I got on this vehicle, was a Volkswagen. You had 2 kids and a couple. Had 2 kids in the back, and the real tight tank Volkswagen at that time. And the first longest trip I ever done on a vehicle. And it's all the way to New Dundee, near Waterloo and Kitchener.
Oh, geez.
I never went south. I said, see these big buildings. I go, what are those? And look at Peter Snag on the mosquito dog. Peter Snag so good. And a little oak, I said, well, I'm so used to First Nation. They live in a mountain, eh?
Yeah.
I only seen a few white people in the Moose Factory. That's all I knew. And the plane like a bush pilot.
Yeah.
When I got on New Dundee, I got on their house, travel all night. I had never experienced that. Really strange world. Like a Shiva, fast moving life, they call it. And that's how I see it. Nobody had to tell me.
Did you ever find out why they took you to foster care?
I was, I don't know why, and we didn't know anything.
They didn't tell you? Yeah.
Never told me anything. You just come and with us.
So you're supposed to go home at the end of the school year in
Yeah.
June, but instead they took you to a foster home instead.
Summer camp.
So you never seen your family for the whole year?
No, I never seen my whole family. When I went to New Dundee, I don't know how many times I ran away.
Yeah.
And I was only maybe, I don't know, 14, something like that. I was holding up.
Yeah.
And I remember the knowledge that my grandpa in a moose accident, and you know, the sun comes up and they make like a box.
Yeah.
You know that part. They always tell me that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I ran away from the north. I
Yeah.
know the west is over there, it's over there.
You
north.
know by
I
the sun.
never realized the highways or the roads, the beat the snow and
Yeah.
the pavement, more and stuff. Beat the snow and the damn trees against it.
Yeah.
It was different, and I get caught right away.
You got caught right away? Yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't know where I was going. And then after New Dundee, then I said I always want them to never went home for Christmas, New Year's, or especially in residential school, never go home for the long weekends, Christmas holidays, Easter.
No way? You didn't
never
go?
went home in Fort Albany. We were right there all the time. In Fort George Agonist, always stay there all the time, never go home. And
Christmas must have been hard for you. All the kids,
we
eh?
didn't even know what Christmas is.
No?
No, all these guys, and we didn't have that kind of Christmas.
Yeah.
We had toys, but we don't know what that means.
Yeah.
So,
You're obviously a well-respected elder, firekeeper, teacher, pipe carrier, role model. You're a mentor, keeper of the Miitig Lodge, and a few other titles. Of all the work that you do with Indigenous people, what do you find the most challenging? What's the most difficult part of what you do in your work?
when I have 6 of them that commit suicide.
Okay.
And there were survivors and commit suicide. And didn't look any different when they came to the circle.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, that's what I share in residential school. How did I start that?
Yeah.
And I know the elder over 20 years. One elder I know from many years ago, when I moved to Barrie, after all this happened in residential school, foster home, and worked all my life, mostly in the Yapits. But that time I got the Yapits, and when I worked, I took time I needed because I'm not squashy. The little girl sat beside me and stand beside my couch after a big drunk. I got up. I looked at her and the tears were coming down her eyes. Then I knew something was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
What am I doing? I said to myself. What am I doing to her and my kids? And that just really hit me hard. Am I doing the same thing what they doing to me when I was young?
Yeah.
Am I doing the revenge with her? Then I stopped right there and I thought about it. Then that's how I sobered up. It's just how if you have that feeling of your child is coming like that,
Yeah.
then you know.
Yeah.
But if you don't, then you just keep on going.
Yeah.
And that's how I stopped drinking. But I'm not saying I quit right away.
Mm-hmm.
It took that time to
Yeah.
sober up.
Okay.
It's over 40 years now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Well, good for you.
so I sobered up that way. You forgot then I didn't understand the AA. I never went there. The treatment places, my goodness, they told me about it. I said I didn't understand that. Because people shiny, all the time you go to a treatment, it's always different elders.
Yeah.
And you don't understand their knowledge. You need to find the one that you're comfortable, similar to Moose Factory.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't have that kind of teaching, the sweat lodge and the ceremonies that they do. So I stayed with the Madei's Free Fire Society. the kind-hearted people that I never paid for my teaching.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing, even the ceremonies that I went to, I never paid. All I did is ask a favor to an elder that carries that knowledge. I need to be listened to. And when you have time, can you do that for me? I need to share something. So that's what I did for many years. Music's tobacco, yeah, but even I know this person for 20 years, 30 years, I still used to ask him a favor.
Mm-hmm.
I need to be listened to.
Yeah.
And there's no time limit. They send me to a shrink, they call them, I guess. I don't know what this title is. A shrink and...
Psychiatrist.
Yeah. They had a clock in the olden days, and they start talking.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're
the wrong person, they told me.
right. Yeah.
I walked out. I never seen one after that.
Yeah.
Then I traveled.
Mm-hmm.
Musikjävelsen. And I almost get fired. I've been a roofer almost 40 years and construction 50 years. And I worked. That's what kept me going. Musikjävelsen. I work. I don't have that education word.
Yeah.
These are simple words. I'm glad you wrote that way. It's simple.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And if you use big words, I have to ask my wife. She's smart, that one.
Yeah.
And so that's what I do. And I listen.
Mm-hmm.
It's time to listen.
Yeah.
When that elder passed away a few years ago, I said, what am I going to do now? Something tapped my head. Understand, were you listening to him all those years? I said, yeah. But there you go. Go do your job.
Your turn.
Yeah, so I turned on to the gun, and that came to me in my head.
Yeah.
So many times I go fasting, my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
There's some things that you 2 days or 4 days.
Oh.
4 days and 4 nights, no food, no water. It's a place to go in the bush by yourself and think, what is it that you're asking of me?
Yeah.
And what's my goal?
Yeah.
Ask Wiggy. You ask that. You're talking to the trees or whatever,
Yeah.
Nobody's around you all the time. You have a little canopy that you can lay there all night long, and I feel comfortable being alone in the bush and talk to the trees. And
Yeah.
I know there are spirits around me.
Wow.
And when you're talking, and that's how you do it. Then they come to you, Mascot, maybe no.
Yeah.
And you keep walking, doing your work. That's what the Sweat Lodge is all about.
Yeah.
My she's always going to mind that's how I do things, and that's what the elder had taught me, the protocol and everything.
Yeah.
I'm not the best. I'm not perfect. I'm only a human being. I never call myself an elder. I'm a squabeos, I call it. Squabeos means a helper,
Mm-hmm.
a helper to the elders and a helper to the community.
Yeah.
And I take time for them when they need to be listened to. Sometimes I don't get paid for that. That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
And murdered and missing women.
Yeah.
And I did that in Carleton for many, many, many weeks.
Mm-hmm.
We had a TP. They say over 2,000 students came to that TP for the last few weeks and tell my story over and over and over. I burned out.
Yeah.
I burned out and told them how I did my healing and you're not perfect, but I'm still here. I'm still alive, and I'm still able to listen. That's what we need to do to our I got 17 grandchildren and 3 great-granddaughters and another boy on the way. I'm broke every freaking Christmas.
And now, a word from our sponsor. Ayaya songs are about our histories. Ayaya is an Inuit-owned firm that tells our stories in many languages across Canada. They are experts in publishing children's books, usually in syllabics, and they do large multi-language projects like the reports of the Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women and Girls Commission. If you need help getting your stories into classrooms or homes in Cree, Inuktitut, or other Indigenous languages, check them out at ayaya.ca. That's AYAYA.ca. Ayaya is a proud sponsor of the Roots and Hoots podcast.
How many children do you have?
We, on our side, we took in 3 girls
Yeah.
and 1 boy. Then I had 3 sons that passed on,
Yeah.
and three sons and a daughter.
You
I
got a
got
big-
a daughter today that's really smart and
Yeah.
travels across Canada for
Yeah.
people that commit suicide. They got that medicine from United States company. They hired her.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's doing good. So we
Yeah.
work together in the sweat.
Yeah.
She's training on the
Mhm.
sweat lodge ceremonies.
Well.
Yeah, so 4 generations in our family now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It must be like a difficult life in many ways. You know, the work that you do, helping people, it must be challenging for you, and you know, difficult at times. Um, is there something that brings you joy? Like, is there what's the best part of what you do? Like, what makes you happy?
I don't know, it's hard to be happy when you're over 77 because the drivers and drops and you don't look happy. But when my younger days, what kept me going is being sober.
Yeah.
Being sober, and then you could give a little bit when you're sober. And I feel good when I go to the men's circle and people say, 35 years you done that? And I said, yeah, how could you do that?
Mhm.
You need to understand those gifts of our grandfathers, the second grandfather teaching,
Yeah.
you know, and that humility, that's what I'm trying to carry without losing my temper.
Mm-hmm.
But that's humor when they come to the lodge. I got this big lodge, it's 25 feet wide and 50 feet long and 10 feet high. It's all made of sapling.
Is this leads to my next question about, is this the Miitig Lodge?
Yeah, it's Miitig Healing Lodge. That's my name. Miitig.
Okay.
And my daughter picked that out. We got some people that expert in paperwork.
Yeah.
They get funding for me sometimes to keep the lodge going. Like, you know, I got insurance in there and everything's permit now.
Really? Yeah.
Permit, everything,
Yeah.
licensed to have
Yeah.
fire permit.
Where is it anyway?
In Maxwell, Ontario.
Maxwell.
Outside of Maxwell. It's 400 acres leasing.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's leasing it. It's,
You're leasing it?
yeah,
Okay.
400 to Miitig Healing Lodge, and people help me out. The expert, smart people in the mine, and
Mhm.
the forestry people. They said,
Yeah.
we're looking for people to. We got 20 pieces of land, 20 pieces of it, furnishing our people for culture work
Yeah.
or bringing gardens or something.
Yeah.
So we went to look around. It was 20 acres, 50 acres, 200 acres, many acres, different places.
Yeah.
So we're sitting on that land. We didn't even know. We're talking, making a circle. Which one should we get? Oh, that guy said, where you sitting now? This one here's 400 acres. Okay, we'll take it. Leasing it.
Yeah.
Took
Yeah.
us 3 years
Wow.
to find it because of COVID that time.
Yeah. Yeah.
COVID, we
Right.
can't see each other. And
Yeah.
now we got it. Now it's been going.
Yeah.
At least for 5 years. Already they say to us, you could lease it for another 5 years. So
Yeah. What sort of things do you do there?
it's more like a sweat lodge
Yeah.
and walkabouts. And
Mm-hmm.
we got 2 people that works in the forestry for many, many years. So they take the young people come, the students come. We take them for a little walk to show them what's in the ground. To recognize the poison ivy, the poison oak, and other, what kind of birch tree is that? Is that yellow birch tree, green birch tree? The name of it, eh?
Yeah.
Because lots of people don't know these things.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you make tea? Sometimes you get a poplar to make tea, and then this, you guys do maple sap? He said, no, we don't. It's too much work.
Yeah.
And so we more culturally and how to dress in the bush. Sometimes the office workers comes
Yeah.
and so sandals on. Sometimes we want the safety. That's why we got liability insurance in our group. And,
Mm-hmm.
we're protecting ourselves.
Yeah.
Because even ticks, you have to recognize the ticks and
Mhm.
all the bugs that's in there. And so yeah, lots of things we do with the young kids when they come, and sometimes we have a squat for the youth, any age, any colors. What I do is the government work too, government people, and, first timers, public servants.
Yeah.
We're
So is
up
this
to
like a day thing? Like it's not an overnight thing, right?
no, it's not. No, there's nothing overnight thing.
Okay.
It's what I do first with the public servants. I go there, tell my story a little bit, how I did my healing and everything, and through the ceremonies. And the next day we do sweats for them.
Okay.
Been doing that for a few years now,
Yeah.
and there's many more years. We're up to executive public servant workers. They go up. The next thing you know is there'll be big ones that scared to come. Scared of me because I told a story. So if you don't listen to me, I tie you up to the trees. You always have that humor.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. It's part of who we are, I guess, as Indigenous people. It's how we survive, and
because many years now we always hear that evil thing that we do. So what I do with the government is the basic sweat.
Yeah.
More we let us right through every detail. Like that's how the elders did us, but the basic sweat lodge for them to get to feel what's inside for them.
Right.
Get the feel of the spirits.
Yeah.
Why do we use rocks? Rocks, and certain amount of rocks we use. And why is that fire for a circuit? We don't say put cigarette butts in there. So that's really a special fire for us. That's what they see. And we got a model of the sweat lodge and a model of the long lodge. We take it to the government over here and show them they could see that.
Yeah.
Well, it's because I had the badge on a long time ago when I shared my story, what the sweat lodge didn't see. They didn't see that. I see it.
Yeah.
But now when I look at the sweat lodge, my big one, I'm going to shrink that, and I take a model and I took it to wherever I go now at the model. Yeah. Then I put it on the floor, in the middle of the floor, and the 4 colors like I listed. 4 colors are yellow, red, and black, and blue, and white. The 4 directions are there.
Yeah.
That's what I talk about. I talk about the 7 stages of life.
Yeah.
That's how the elder had brought me up, and how he took me back when I was about 40. He took me back to my childhood. What happened to you there between 0 and 7? I said, I don't know. Then go back to your parents. I was younger age at that time. And I went back, and they told me the whole story. My grandpa before they died, and my mom before she died. They told us what happened to us in residential school, and what happened to my dad. Never seen him. We found him in Toronto later on in the years when I got a little older. And that's where he was. He survived by going to Salvation Army because he had that seizures.
Okay, seizures, yeah.
That's why he took off.
Yeah.
He couldn't help us, so he left.
Yeah.
So I fell for him.
You also do some work at the Wabado Center for Aboriginal Health. You have a men's circle there that you do also, kind of like a healing circle?
Yeah, I do a men's circle every Thursday night for the last many, many years. That's the only time I go in there is men's circle, 5 o'clock till 7 o'clock. Sometimes it goes to 8. And I get men come in there different. I get people that spent incarcerated for 20 years to 27 years and 15 years. And that's the people there's the street people and that asking for help and all that.
Yeah.
There were lots of survivors. You'd be amazed why lots of our people in prison, they're all survivors. And my brother went to 20 years in prison, and he was a residential school survivor. That's what I don't. how we get angry. Where did the anger come from? Many different survival with sexual abuse or physical abuse and the way they were treated in residential school. That's what I hear. I don't remember going taking a life. I don't remember hurting these people because they black out when they're on those medicines, the bad medicines that they use. And, they black out. Next thing you know, I'm in jail.
Right.
And I'm trying to tell a judge, but even the judge asked my brother. I went with him in the court to listen to what charges he's gonna have. So he put up that hearing after the attorney said he doesn't show remorse. And my brother looked at me back and he put up his hand and he said, remorse? You mean that feeling that I'm supposed to cry or something? I lost that in residential school. If you felt those things in your hand many times, you don't feel anything.
Yeah.
You lost that feeling of guilt.
Yeah.
And that's how he told the judge. And the judge said residential school. I said, where's that? He didn't know.
Yeah, no idea.
Because now that the justice now, they don't know these things like that. Where they lose their anger,
Mm-hmm.
When they're drinking, they're real messed up.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, they're in jail.
Well.
And now, some of them now today, scary. And, my granddaughter was provided some kind of, when they were going to party, he got into a coma, he died of that drug. My granddaughter, she first time in the wrong place, the wrong time, they call it.
Yeah.
That's where she went. He died the next day.
Your granddaughter? Yeah.
My granddaughter. So things like that, that's what I'm scared for my grandkids. You don't know somebody's going to put in something in there when you're not looking.
Right.
And that's what happened. I'm not hateful for those kind of things. I just wish that people more understand where our age, where they're coming from, why they're angry. Because lots of these ones come from up north, they go to university, come and talk to me, how do you do it? My dad is still a drunk, still wild. Once you catch him when it's over, like we did, trying to tell him to get some help. He's an angry old man, he said.
Yeah.
But he's a good provider in the trapping and everything. They're really good at that.
Yeah.
They know their stuff in the bush. But when it comes to the town, that's it. They change.
Yeah.
That's the thing, too. When I came out of residential school, I didn't know anything. Even though foster home, they tell us Bible studies, Sunday school, go to church nights and everything, and that's what they learn. But they don't learn. They learn Mr. Egan that Bible. I took out that Bible from 1963, after residential school 1 year, when I went to New Dundee, and foster parents, and they gave me that Bible. They said, here, look at fashion they're writing. I said, I don't know. How many times did I go to grade 7? I went to Moose River, grade 7, New Dundee, grade 7, Capscation, grade 7. I never got nowhere. So the reason why I never got nowhere, many of us feel like that. I don't feel like learning from them anymore.
Yeah.
That society.
Yeah.
And they always hurt you, as that's why I see it that time. But I'm so proud of the other ones that went for that education. Some went through university and all that. I'm proud of them.
Yeah.
But they still don't release those angers that they had. And lots of them are still angry.
It's just probably a lot. I mean, it's easier now for the young people, because they don't have to go to residential school.
No.
Yeah.
But they need to understand us, why some of these are angry dad, angry grandpa. You mean, seek out and someone that that knows. And like lots of them listen to me in Algonquin College and sometimes Carleton. I don't go to school no more. I need time off and take care of my wife,
Yeah.
That age now, 77 or that age. And people want to help. No, don't bother us. We're okay. That two ladies that came over yesterday, they want to help,
Mm-hmm.
And we're pretty strong in our way of doing things and culture. And you carry those things that's hurting you, you gotta get sicker.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad that I'm able to share this with you guys.
Yeah.
And, I don't know everything. A little bit that I know, that's how much I can remember. Well, these guys on this Miitig Dabastan, the Bachumi on there, I never write anything.
Right.
I wish I knew how to write my story and everything, but I want to share that only from the mouth and what I could remember.
Yeah.
That's all I do.
You could maybe get your daughter to help you write your story,
She bugged me on that.
Hey?
She bugged me on
Bugging you all the time with that? Yeah. Do it a little bit at a time.
I'm going to the bush now. Damn your dad.
She should go with you to the bush.
Yeah,
She should record you, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I just got a couple more questions for you. You've been recognized and honored for your work helping Indigenous people. And you received an honorary doctorate of law degree. How did that feel? How does it feel to get that recognition? You got an honorary doctorate degree.
I don't know how to put it in words, but my family are so happy.
Yeah.
They're really, I don't know what to find a word, but I felt that. I felt very, I don't know.
Did you feel happy?
I felt happy, but I did not expect that.
Yeah.
It was kind of a surprise for me.
Yeah.
Any ceremonies I went there to put blanket around me, I was, acknowledgement that I didn't expect.
Yeah.
But the people always, you don't know who's watching you all the time, that work you do and listening to you.
Yeah.
That's how you,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a law thing. They start calling me doctor.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, call me that again, I'll beat you on the toe.
I'll slap you. Okay. People are talking a lot about reconciliation in Canada. We've heard that word before, and I guess people are making efforts or trying to create a better understanding with Aboriginal people, non-Aboriginal people.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel? When people talk about reconciliation? What comes to mind for you?
It's hard to. I never was a political person, but I got hired at the NRC. I got another year of contract, and it's the word that you use. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm doing circles for them. Then I do the opening prayer for them in my language. They need to understand that. They need to understand my protocol. It's tobacco.
Yeah.
And the things that we do in our ceremonies, they need to understand that's ours. It's not theirs. It's not a government thing. And we sit in the circle. I place them in the circle, the protocol. Everything I do is my protocol and not theirs. Like they say, you got 10 minutes to talk. Oh, it takes 2 hours. I talk. I said, can you stretch it out? No, we can't do that. Well, I can't do it. And if you don't want to listen what I need to say, and even the sweat, they need to understand this protocol and the sweat, how you dress and everything. The woman's got a long gown, and way down to her ankles. They need to, everything that we do in the sweat lodge, that's our thing. And bring tobacco, and that's our first thing. Mushak Nigan, that tobacco, and bring tobacco, and how to use the sage. Why do we smudge? Give blessing to ourselves, cleansing, and the feathers, the eagle feathers, only comes in our lodge, not seagull feathers or geese feathers. It don't come in the lodge.
Sometimes
we get an owl feather. That's not our teaching.
Okay.
As even up north in Moose Factory, that's not an owl teaching.
No.
It's dangerous. Like if somebody pass on or
Right.
somebody's
Yeah.
sick or
Yeah.
something, that's a message.
Yeah.
Even when a bird lands in the window, that somebody passed on or somebody's
Yeah.
very sick.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's you have to follow that protocol with the bird species that land on the window.
Mm-hmm.
Even at our home too, sometimes you're looking at you for a while. So you have to follow that.
Yeah.
You just don't leave it. I asked my wife, anybody's sick in your family?
Mm-hmm.
Sure enough, it was expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we always follow that. It's the way the spirits are working with you.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe in really in Creator, and I said, we don't worship the Creator. We just talk to the Creator with the back and offer our prayers. And even with food, we always pray for our food. We have a memorial feast. When my son passed on, we had this memorial. We built this massive, the community in Kristen Island. They built the long lodge for him.
Mm-hmm.
What happened was when my son died, by accident, he fell down. He was 300 pounds. He was big, muscular body, so over 6'3". And we built a lodge for him. He buried it in a lodge. But we took the body from the funeral home.
Mm-hmm.
That's my son. I'm taking him and put him back in my truck because he loved my truck. I put him in the back. So we drove all the way from the Penetang to all the way to Kristen Island to Cedar Point, and that's quite a ways. And traditional way.
Yeah.
And it's 3 boys like that, and so that's a long time ago. They passed on.
How many boys do you have left?
I got stepson now.
Yeah.
That's only one I got. Then I got one daughter, original daughter, my own daughter. Then we have her kids.
Mm.
My second marriage.
Yeah.
And so it's built up after second marriage.
What do you think happens to a person when they pass away?
That's we always have a ceremony, so just like having a wake in that society. Same thing with us. We have the first night we light up the fire so the spirit will see that. His spirit will see that then.
Yeah.
That fire and Mashpateo is burning. Then the second night the elder talks to the family, get the teaching about the cycle. Then third night is the community, and they share the story, how the third time that they known my son, they share that about him, how gentle he was and everything.
Yeah.
Something like that, a story. Then we always have the pipe, and then we have a feast every 4 nights. Not 4 nights, third night, and the next day the elder talks about burial now. It's going to bury the honor, like the what they call it, traveling song. The final one is the traveling song, and then after that, so we get tobacco. So you might have forget to say something. You might have forget to say, "I'm sorry to you," but we help them. It's okay. Just go on your journey.
Yeah.
Then we put 4 sticks, 4 matches, and the food for each journey for 4 nights and 4 days. Weskete and we don't use heaven. Well, we don't use Weskete and Dig where the other ones are.
Yeah.
That's where he's going.
Okay.
They're waiting for him, and on the other side, waiting for him, and there'll be no pain, no more suffering, they say. And according to the elder story, that's what I use now today. So it's a really long procedure, and it's not easy, but we always take care of the family that's there. And we told him, don't look back. After you bury it, the burial ground, you don't look back. Just keep on walking. Let it be. And you don't announce his name for 1 year. 1 year you don't announce his name. We talk about him. And then after 1 year, you have the celebration of life.
Okay.
That's when we take out the booze or whatever you're gonna have, or you have a party for him. That's it.
Yeah.
That's how it is. Yeah, it's really not easy, but, but doing it is different.
Yeah.
Different things, and we always have an elder there, and not just any elder. Elders that you had the teaching from. Even for me, I didn't do the funeral services for my son. I always had an elder. You can't do that yourself, to do that for your son. You always have somebody in the community that want to do that, There's many teaching. We don't just do sweats. You're gifted. And the elder said, Thomas, Hushie, get ready. I said, for what? You do sweat, you come in there, you go sit in that doorway, the eastern doorway. You do that now. You just get done. A little bit more. He said, okay. Just a little bit, I said. That's enough. I said, that's good. And that's when I started. I was really nervous. How do I talk to the spirit? And just like talking to me. So you do that.
Yeah.
That tip scout on it, dark inside,
Yeah.
In the sweat lodge. They speak your language first, always. That's the people that do sweats. And we need to pick people that speak the language to do sweat. They're gifted for that.
Yeah.
And that's why I picked my daughter. She speaks that language, Ojibwe.
Okay.
And
she speaks Ojibwe?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
But I told her, what's wrong with the tree? She looked at me. I don't want to say anything.
Well, Cree is kind of similar to Ojibwe, right?
Yeah.
Very similar.
Yeah. I don't know why. She's just being funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Thomas, I want to thank you for taking the time to do this with us. It's a very interesting discussion we had with you, and you're a remarkable man, and respected throughout Ontario, I'm sure, and other parts. Thanks for taking the time. Legacy of Hope Foundation appreciates you taking the time to do this with us.
I want to thank you for having me, and all the best to your job and ahead. And hopefully you come and visit the lodge someday, so you'll have a clear mind what it's all about.
Roots and Hoots is a podcast project produced by the Legacy of Hope Foundation. For episode show notes, please visit the podcast description and make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a review. For more information about the work we do, please visit legacyofhope.ca.